on my PC.
Yeah, I know. I Google every question I have. I just type it into Google, like, how do I blah, blah, blah. And
Blah,
there's
blah,
always
blah.
an answer. Yes. Even if it's a really complicated question, they still have an answer. It's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. Can you see us?
Yeah, a bit dark.
Yeah, it is.
We can see you. Oh, that's better. That's
Yeah, if we could get, yeah, perfect. Hey guys, how you doing?
hi.
Hello, hello. How are we all?
We're good.
Good? Where are we all from? Where are we from?
I'm from Sydney.
Hey, Nikki. Nikki from Sydney.
I'm from Sydney. Yes, that's me.
And who else have we got?
I'm Beck, and I'm from Byron.
From Byron?
Yeah. Well, I live in Pottsville, but I grew up in Byron, and it's just down the road.
Oh, awesome, Beck. Welcome to the stream then, hey?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some cool stuff today. Who else have we got on here? Nobody wants to speak.
Kat.
Oh,
I'll talk.
Kat, how you doing, Kat?
Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Kat's
Nice
from
to meet you.
Arizona.
Arizona. Welcome to sunny Queensland.
Yes.
Right.
She's going to be coming to Brisbane soon before the retreat.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Gonna spend probably about a week before the retreat, just to have fun.
Can't hear them.
No, that won't work. No.
Oops.
Oh, all good. Who else have we got here? We've got Joel,
Oh, that's
Joel.
Vicky.
Vicky.
She's on a
Ah, okay.
right. So I think, Ange, are you going to pop your camera on? Oh, okay. She's I just saw your message, Ange. All good. Okay, and I think might just be waiting for I just my phone.
Ange, I think you have wind coming through your speaker.
Maybe get one. Okay.
No, it's not.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. I was just sort of talking with Ange. I said, I think that the wind, wherever she is, there's wind coming through. And she said, is my mic not off? And I said, no, it's not. So I think she's fixed it. She's muted herself.
Okay. All right. All good. Okay. Awesome. So I think, I'm not sure if anyone else was popping on today. I'll just quickly check in I thought Stanzi said she was going to jump on. And I think a few are at Master Pack at the moment. So we can probably just go ahead and get started in a second. I think Jules... We're just waiting on Linda, maybe. So I think it'll be all right. We can just go ahead and get started because it is recording anyway. So I'm going to let Vaughn go ahead and just get started.
Alrighty. Hey guys, my name is Vaughn Royer. I'm 23 years old. I own a social media marketing business called VR Social Solutions. And we focus on ad creation, content creation, so video productions, photos, and a lot of advertising for different businesses. We do stuff for businesses like F45, if you've ever heard of F45, the gym. We do stuff for them. We do stuff for multiple real estate agencies like Ray White, Bell Property, and a bunch of other real estate agencies as well, doing their content creation, ads and whatnot for them. But I guess I'll tell you a little bit about my business story, and sort of, should I tell them about how I started, what I did? Or
You tell them whatever you want to tell them.
Because I don't know how far these guys are along their business journey, where they're just starting, like what.
Everyone's at different stages. So
Yeah.
like, you know, they can, you go ahead and say whatever you feel called to say.
Yeah, awesome. So basically started a couple years ago. What happened is I used to work in oil and gas, and I was working 4 weeks on, 1 week off, and I found myself in this position where I had no time to do anything because I'd have a week off, but I'd sleep for half the week because you just work 4 weeks straight of getting up at 6 in the morning and starting work at 6 in the morning, finishing at 6 at night in construction, doing 12-hour days in construction in the heat in 40 plus degrees, sometimes like 45 plus degree heat in central Queensland in Australia. You end up pretty tired. So did that for years, and just found myself in this position where I was looking around at the other people in the industry, and I asked myself, like, do I really, to be frank, do I really want to be like these fucking people? Like the way that they were living, the way that they were treating people, the way that, the way that it all went down is, I was just like, this doesn't seem like something I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm sure a couple of you guys can relate in those situations. You know, you get to that point where you're just like, as much money as you guys are giving me, it's just not worth it right now. So I got to the point where I was earning probably yearly would have been earning between $150,000 to $250,000 a year. And as a 19, 20-year-old, you know, that is pretty good. Like, that's decent. You're like, okay, because what I was what's called a non-destructive testing technician, which is somebody who tests welds and tests metals on large pipelines that have lots of pressure inside of them. So I had a technical job. I reached that peak of like career success or whatever you want to call it, like corporate style career success by the age of 19, 20. So, you know, I had the house, I had the BMW, I had and that was by 20. So I was like, okay, yeah, I've got all this stuff. What do you do now? Like, where do you go? You're like, okay, cool. Like, this is what, you know, some people, you know, not trying to brag, but some people like by 30 or 40, they're like, this is my goals, to get the house, to get the car, to get the money. And I was like, I hit that at 20 because as a kid, I started working when I was 10 years old. So I always hustled and grinded and made stuff happen, made my own way in my life, you know, because I didn't have parents that had money. So I had to do that. But I got to that by the age of 20, and then I was like, okay, what do I do now? And I just started reading more personal development books, and I was like, all right, what's going to make me grow? What's going to make me expand? What's going to make me a better human? And what's going to make me more fulfilled in life? And I was like, all right, I got to change this up, because I feel as though I've reached pretty much the peak of my potential in that industry. So I was like, even though I was young in it, I was like, okay, there's got to be something more. And I don't want to end up like the rest of these guys who have 3 marriages deep and they're no better off than anybody else because they keep having to you know, get rid of their marriage because they're constantly working, or their relationships are falling apart and their kids hate them. So I was like, okay, cool. I got to change. So I got into sales. I started doing door-to-door sales, and I absolutely freaking sucked. I sucked. I sucked at door-to-door sales. I absolutely freaking bombed, because I was used to being in this technical job And this was like 3 years ago now, and I've developed like crazy since then. And I was in this job, this technical job, where I was out in the middle of nowhere testing welds on metal, and then all of a sudden I'm in suburbia, in cities, knocking on doors. It's a completely different environment. I was used to speaking to like 3 or 4 people a day because I was out in a camp, you know what I mean? And then I got into a situation where I was speaking to 3 or 4 people in 5 minutes. And I was like overwhelmed, and I just absolutely bombed it. And I did no good. What I mean is, like, I just absolutely sucked. And I got into this position where I was like, all right, I suck at this, but I want to freaking get good at it. So I was like, what have I got to do? I ended up, that job didn't go too well in sales. The person ended up owing me money, like da-da-da-da. Anyways, long story short, got out of that, got into network marketing for a bit, had all right success with that. And then I was always passionate with social media. And I was always good at social media, and people would watch me on social media and be like, yo, how did you do this? How did you build a following? How did you do that? And then people, one guy actually hit me up and was like, hey, can you run our social media account for our business? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I started getting paid doing that. And then through that, I started building more clients, building our portfolio, building out our team. And, you know, now I still wouldn't like classify myself as successful, but I've been able to build my following and my business over the past nearly 2 years now, you know, to a sustainable point where we can, of course, grow from here. But I've been able to, you know, really build my profile and build our business's profile to a point where, you know, people contact us to run their social media accounts, you know, and we're able to get them results where we can get them more leads and more clients online. So that is my experience so far. But do we want to open this up to like questions? And
well, I wanted you to explain to them like all of the different social media platforms, like, you know, run over like what they all are. So like with the information I give them, you know, it's based on what I'm using and I'm getting results in. So that's more like with using Facebook and doing Facebook Lives, and like, you know, using the branding and the messaging to connect to people and build rapport through your posts, and you know, posting on Instagram and using the Facebook and Insta stories. But I want them to have more information about what are all the different social media platforms and what do you use them for? Like, what is Twitter for? What's LinkedIn for? Like, how can they, like Snapchat even, I'm not even on that. So how do you utilize, what are they all, and how do you utilize them? And then go into all the questions.
All right, cool. So I'm guessing there's going to be a variety of people utilizing different platforms. So I'll start from the top and work my way down. So Facebook. Facebook is a great place to promote yourself, whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter what business you're in, you should always be utilizing Facebook. Facebook business pages are no longer the best way to organically. I'm going to guess most of you guys are like planning on getting organic reach, because once you do start getting into ads, you can spend a fair bit of money just trying to build your profile. So organic, I'm going to tell you guys some organic strategies so then it's not costing you tens of thousands of dollars to build your brand. So organically, what is really hot on Facebook, which Bernice knows, is Facebook groups. Facebook groups are absolutely crushing it in 2018. And the thing is, I'm saying 2018 is because every social media platform is changing every single day. So like whatever information you're getting off me right now, this is what is hot and this is what is working like right now. So this is stuff that you can execute on today. So Facebook groups, find your niche that you want to promote, build a brand around that, build a page around that niche. What I would suggest is not, unless you've got a personal brand with over 10,000 followers, I would always suggest to build it around a niche that is like, say, for me, it's like small business social media tips, or small business social media group. And it'll just be social media tips for small businesses. I build that group, but what I do is, because I'm the one in that group that is posting the content, posting the videos, posting the photos, posting the articles in that group, I am now the expert figure in that group, because one, I own that group. Two, I have the authority to post relevant and valuable information. Now, going into valuable information, a lot of people say create value, create value, create value. Value is just you imparting some form of information that'll improve your audience's life. So tips, tricks, tutorials, anything that you think that could help improve somebody's life, and that can be wrapped into a metaphor of a story, that can be wrapped into an experience that you had. Like, I know groups that are just the moderator will just say, hey, look, I had this experience today. I did this thing today, and this is what I want to share with you as a lesson. You know, you guys can do that. You guys can talk about your day-to-day lives and things that you find in your day-to-day lives that you can teach in your group as a lesson. And the thing is you don't need 1 million people in that group. If that group is specific and narrowed into the audience that you want to speak directly to, they are your little hub, and they will know you, they will like you, they will trust you. You are giving to them. The law of reciprocity always has worked, and always will work. If we're always giving, people will come back to us and say, hey, you know, I've followed this person for the last year. You know, they always create value. They're always giving me free information in this group. Hey, I'm going to talk to them. Hey, I'm going to Instagram them. I'm going to DM them on Facebook, whatever they're going to do. But make sure you're doing those groups on Facebook. So that's one of the best ways to utilize Facebook at the moment. Make sure you're utilizing Facebook stories, because Facebook stories, you might not get as much reach as Instagram. However, the people who are watching those Facebook stories may not have you on Instagram, and those Facebook stories as well, they are not utilized as much right now. Like, you might be the only person in your Facebook connections that is actually utilizing that. So that might mean that you're the one that's right at the top, where in Instagram, you know, people might be following 5,000 people and your Instagram story gets lost. So you want to use Facebook stories as well and re-promote your content on Facebook stories. Yet again, Facebook Lives are still bloody awesome. Still use Facebook Lives. Use Facebook Lives in your group. And then moving from Facebook, I'm going to mix it up and talk about LinkedIn, because not a lot of people are talking about LinkedIn at the moment, and it is an underutilized platform. That's why I wanted to talk about it, is because you guys, if you guys are utilizing it and people in your niche or people in your industry are not utilizing LinkedIn, you are able to scoot around the competitors. And I actually made a video on this on my personal Facebook page the other day about scooting around your competitors. That's one thing that you always want to try and do in business. If you can't win, pick up the outsides and try and scoot around that person that's winning, because rather than just directly competing with them and just going, oh, who's got the most, you know, the better video content or this or that, go, hey, how can I attack this from another angle? So the way to attack at the moment from another angle is LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn has just at the end of last year released the ability to put up videos. So you can put up to 10-minute long videos. So you're able to record your live stream. So say if you're doing a live stream, say you're sharing something in a group, you can also put that up on your LinkedIn and go, hey guys, connect with, depending on what your niche is, connect with people who could be customers of your niche. And rather than doing the old school LinkedIn tactic of just sending a 3-page long LinkedIn message saying, hey, buy my shit, go there, and then rather than directly message them, just put it up on your page. And because they're a connection of yours, they're going to see your content and they're going to see, hey, this is somebody who I'd like to engage with, or this is somebody who would like to buy their products or services. Also, LinkedIn is great for articles. Writing articles on LinkedIn can be super effective, because when people view your LinkedIn profile, your articles are the first things that come up. And third to that, on LinkedIn also has groups. So if you're looking to target people who are business professionals who could benefit from your services, LinkedIn groups, just like Facebook groups, can be a super effective way to build a community around that niche. So the difference between the LinkedIn group and the Facebook group is the Facebook group, you're more likely going to have mum and dad and small business owners. The LinkedIn group, you're going to have you're going to have mum and dad, but more business professionals. And the average income on LinkedIn is over $70,000 per year. So your LinkedIn contacts are more likely to be cashed up and more likely to have money to be able to spend. Now, this is what a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn, is the fact that people on LinkedIn have the money to spend, where on Facebook, people don't always have the money to spend. So if you guys can go in there and scoop up those golden nuggets by putting your focus also to LinkedIn. And the thing is, on LinkedIn, you're not going to have as many people like your stuff, because on LinkedIn, when you like somebody else's stuff, it promotes it out to their network as well. So people are going to be less likely to like it unless they absolutely love it. However, what you can create is compelling and engaging content, asking questions. So they comment on it, or they're curious about it, or you're promoting your group, to people to jump into your group. So then it's private. But either way, that's another way to recycle your content. If you're making Facebook group content, how can I either reuse it on LinkedIn, or how can I repurpose it and rewrite it as a LinkedIn article? So if you're writing long form Facebook posts that are maybe 200 or 300 words long, you could actually turn that into a LinkedIn article, just like a blog post, and post that up on LinkedIn. And then you're going to get people engaging in your LinkedIn post, because it's going to come up first thing when they go onto your LinkedIn profile.
This is awesome. I did not know this about LinkedIn, but if they got the people that are cashed up, we're all going to LinkedIn now.
However, understand that those people will be cashed up, but they're more reserved, right? So I do not go on LinkedIn expecting for people to be like, oh my God, this is great. Like what happens on Facebook, like we all do, we all interact. It's very different on LinkedIn. People just watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch. And then they go, oh, hey, I've been watching for you for the last 6 months, and I'm really interested in your stuff. Can you tell me more about it? So LinkedIn is more of a long-term strategy because of the people and the nature of people that you're dealing with. You got to understand at the unconscious level, these people are more reserved. They're more suit, business attire stuff, watch people. And then once they start seeing more things happen, then they're more likely to take action.
So their buying strategies. They need a lot of convincing.
Yeah.
Whereas like with the Facebook lives and on Facebook, like people can watch, like, jump on your live and really feel the emotion and connect to your story, and they're ready to buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense that they need more convincing on LinkedIn.
Yep. Alrighty, so now I'm going to move into, of course, Instagram. Now, everybody wants to know about Instagram. Everybody wants to know how to build an Instagram. Everybody wants to know how to get leads via Instagram. Now, couple of best things to do at the moment, and all of this, I've actually created the PDF, and this stuff that I'm talking about with Facebook and Instagram are all attached in the PDF that I've created. So that's all good. But Instagram right now, the biggest thing when you are putting up photos and videos is your hashtags. Now, people want to know how many hashtags they should use, what hashtags they should use, how they should utilize them. I recommend between 11 to 15 hashtags. I no longer use and no longer recommend people to use 30 hashtags. Back in the day, it used to be use 30 hashtags to get the most reach you can. However, Instagram is seeing that more as kind of spammy. So I always recommend between 11 to 15 hashtags. And when you're utilizing these hashtags, make sure that they are, number one, relevant to the photo. Number two, they are relevant to the audience that you are trying to connect with. And number three, they are relevant to your profile. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who are the people that you're trying to target, and what's the photo about? So those three things, when you're posting a photo or a video, I recommend video as well. Yesterday morning, I just met with a real estate agent because we deal a lot with real estate. Met with a guy who has like close to 20K followers as a local real estate agent, has a big profile, and he wanted to improve his Instagram strategy. And what I recommended to him, and I'm going to recommend the same thing to you, is create videos that will engage people, create videos that showcase your knowledge, and understand that Instagram is still long-term. Understand that it's only the sooner that you start building is the sooner that you can start gaining followers. The more that you wait, the harder it's going to get and the longer it's going to take to get followers. If you've been on Instagram like me for, I don't know what it's been, like 4 or 5 years or something like that. I think I've been on Instagram for like 5 or 6 actually. It's only gotten harder over the years to build, and it only will continue to get harder over the years to build. So the sooner that you get on there, the sooner that you start posting, the better. Make sure that your content is similar. You've got a general brand message. So before you get on there, what is my brand message? Who am I as an individual? What character am I going to portray? And the best way to portray it is portray it as you as a person, because it's hard, and a lot of Instagrammers and Instagram models especially are finding this hard. Like, you guys might see, and we see all the time, and go, oh, if I was just this young hot girl, I'd be able to get all of the followers and all these people would follow me and my business would be able to boom off that. Yes, however, you put on this fake persona, and then what happens is when people meet you in real life, they're let down. So be yourself, put out posts that you go, all right, cool, does this align with my brand message? Is this relevant? And also, if you can ask a question within the post that you're putting up, whether it's a video or whether it's a photo, ask a question. Hey guys, I wanted to discuss this. What do you guys think? Or what do you like about this? Or what was your favorite part of? Asking questions. People always want to feel as if though they can put input. People always want to have their own input into something. Like, you guys might be listening to me right now and going, I wish I could input this into what he's saying. People always want to have input on a post as well. So if you're going to ask the questions, that'll allow people to do is have an answer. And when they have an answer, that tells the Instagram algorithm that this piece of content is relevant and this piece of content is actually engaging. So you might see people's profiles with like, they might have 1,000 likes on a post, but only 5 comments. People like me, social media marketers, we don't see that as a good post. If we see a post with, maybe 300 likes or even 100 likes, but 10 comments or 15 comments, that is better, because it means that their audience is actually engaged and actually wanting to engage with their posts. Like Benice's stuff is awesome on Facebook and Instagram because people are always commenting on it. People are engaged in it. People are actively, talking about it. And that is much better than just getting likes, because likes aren't going to build your business. Interaction and communication builds your business. So focus on posts where you can make them engaging, interactive, and relevant to the audience that you are promoting out to, and relevant towards yourself. So that's Instagram posts. Second to that, Instagram stories. So the good old Instagram stories, where you go up. Does everybody know on here what an Instagram story is? No? All right. Yes, no, yes. So I'm going to open it up on my phone here. So if you go on Instagram, so this is Instagram here, and you swipe across, you will be able to see that there is a video, and you can record a little video, and on that video I would suggest talking about what you're doing in the day, showcasing cool things that you're doing, if you're planning something, if you want to promote something, showcase it on there. It's 15 seconds long, so be short, be precise, be like, hey, this is what we're doing, or hey, how cool is this, or hey, I'm here. And make sure you can actually put hashtags in it. So if you want to be known for a specific hashtag, if you are a coach and you might want to be like hashtag women in power or something like that, that hashtag, then you can, when people go on to hashtag women in power on the Instagram page, you can type it in up the top, they will see other people who have posted their stories with hashtag women in power, and they can be like, oh, is this somebody who would want to follow? And you can start gaining followers that way. Also, putting up your geolocation. What geolocation means is the area that you are in. On the Instagram story, you can click the little sticker tab. It's up in the top right-hand corner. There's this little square. You click on it, and in that square, it says location. You hit the location, you type in the location you're in, bang, and then it promotes people to people in your area on that are watching that location, because you don't know, somebody up the street might be on their Instagram just scrolling through and they see the location. They go, oh, cool, and then start watching your stuff, come to your profile, and then your profile is shown to them, then they can decide to follow you or engage in your content. We've just got some people at the door who are delivering furniture at the moment, so I'm going to crack on. I'm going to go into Snapchat. Should you use Snapchat? Should you not use Snapchat? A lot of people have asked this question. I always recommend to use it. However, it totally depends on your audience. If your audience is women between the ages of 30 and 40, or women between the ages of 40, any women or any men over the age of 25 do not really heavily use Snapchat. It's more for if you have a target audience that's like 15, 16, 17 to 25. I guess most of you probably have an audience that's over 25 that are sort of looking to get in contact with people over the age of 25. So I recommend only utilizing it if your audience is young. But it's got cool little features. It's fun to interact on. But yeah, that's what I talk about Snapchat. But I also wanted to go back on something. One thing that I forgot about Instagram is Instagram Lives. Instagram lives are awesome. The reason why is because unlike Facebook now, with Facebook lives, sometimes it doesn't get promoted out to your whole network like it used to. It used to, when you go Facebook Live, it used to promote out to your whole network. When now Instagram lives, if somebody's online on Instagram and you start a live stream, it gives them like a little pop-up notification on the top to tell you that somebody is live. So that's awesome to drive traffic. And even if you've only got one person or you've got no people on your lives, like I've got like, I think like 2,700 or so followers on Instagram, and I'll only have like 1, 2, 3, max 10 or 15 people on my live stream. However, a whole heap of people will watch the first 3 seconds, or they will click on when they get a notification. And what that does is just a reminder to people like, hey, I'm still here. Hey, my profile. And even at the end of the day, if they just see that notification, I've got their attention. Because sometimes what happens in Instagram, if people aren't engaging with you, your content gets moved to the side and they don't see your stories anymore, and they don't see your posts anymore. However, when you go live, it all of a sudden prompts them. And what happens with a live a lot of the time is it's the first thing that people see when they go on Instagram. Like, I'm going to see if I don't think anybody's live on my account at the moment. But what'll happen is these are the stories up the top, and these are the posts here. So the stories up the top, when somebody goes live, a lot of the time that person that's live will be right up the top there. So you want to get in front of people as much as you can when you're building your brand. And that is a great way to do it, doing regular lives, because people are getting, 1, that notification, and 2, you are right at the front of people's news feeds. So that was going to Instagram. Other social media platforms, you've got Periscope, you've got, we've talked about Snapchat, Twitter. It totally depends. Like, I'm not massive on Twitter. The only reason why is because I've just found it as if though it's hard to build a Twitter following nowadays. Like, you can do it. If you're in the US, it's pretty awesome. However, I just find it difficult to really build engagement, and the photos are cropped down, and it's just not the way it used to be. If I can just put it blank, it's not the way it used to be. If you have Twitter followers and you've got engaged followers and you're crushing it on there, keep doing it. Don't get me wrong. Keep absolutely smashing it, without a doubt. Keep doing it. I'm just saying that if you are looking at building social media platforms in 2018, it's May 2018 right now. If you're looking to build social media platforms right now, that would not be a key focus of mine. I would see that as a semi-time waste. Other people will debate with me. However, I just find that you can't build a deep level of connection. Where on other social media platforms, you can build a deep level of connection where people feel like they know you, they feel like they can trust you, they like you, you say something and they're like, yeah, I'm going to follow this person. Yeah, I'm looking out for that. Where Twitter, it's all just surface level. Oh, I went and bought these pair of shoes, or I went and did this, or check out this, or check out that. It's just like a constant little tapping, it can be good. However, if you're building deeper engagement, you're going to have, people who you would like to connect with, really engaging in your content. So that's my 2 cents on Twitter is, if you've got a network on there and it's big, keep building it. If not, don't worry about it. Then the last platform that I really wanted to talk about is YouTube. Now, YouTube is awesome. I love YouTube. Is YouTube getting harder and harder to build? Yes, but just like every other platform, they're only going to get harder to build in the future. YouTube is a great place to post tips and tricks and cool insights and how-tos. One of the most Googled terms is how-to. You know, so if you can create videos on how to do this, how to do that, people will always be Googling it. And if people are Googling it, guess what? They're going to be YouTubing it as well, / it's going to show up in the Google search engine because Google owns YouTube. So if people are Googling, you know, how to do this, your how-to video, if it starts ranking, can go high. Like I did a video on like how to do this and that on Snapchat. Like I did a YouTube video on how to do something on Snapchat, and I think I'll pull it up right now. I think it's got, let's go to my channel. It has over 100. Sorry, I'm taking so long here. I'm just trying to pull this video up for you guys. Has 116,000 views, right? So if you hit something that goes viral and other people are commenting on, you know, you can create exponential growth. And, you know, I've probably got like 250 subscribers from that video. Or probably not, actually probably about 150 subscribers from that video because I had no call to action. Make sure you have call to actions. If you're doing YouTube videos, make sure you tell people to subscribe. Make sure you tell them to turn on the notification bell. Make sure to tell them to like the video if they got value out of it and to drop a comment on their 2 cents on the video, because yet again, you want to create that engagement, because that engagement promotes it in the algorithm. So as a general, guys, when you're dealing with any of these platforms that I'm talking about, you always want to create engagement. And even as I'm saying this, I'm thinking in my own head how I can create more engagement for myself. You know what I mean? Like, always be thinking, how can you ask that question? How can you provoke somebody to have a little reply or to put their 2 cents in? You know, it might even be a little bit controversial. And then people are like, oh, but what it's going to do is that post that you put up, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, is going to absolutely blow up because people are going to share it, people are going to comment on it, and people are just going to you know, send it to their friends. What do you think about this? You know, what do you think about that? Is this true? You know, anything that evokes that emotion to get people to engage is good content. Yeah, on YouTube, if you can create how-to videos and create insights, create daily vlogs. People love vlogs as well. Like, if you even create like a day in the life of, you know, it might even be, I see people engaging in stuff like a day in the life of a school mum or something like that. I get day in the life of a 3-year-old's mum, and they've got like 50,000 views on their video because people are like, oh, I've got a 3-year-old as well. Like, I feel the same way. You know, but yet again, it comes down to creating content that'll engage, but also that speaks to your ideal target audience. Just like I was talking about with Instagram, the same thing with YouTube. If you're creating YouTube videos, make sure that it is relevant to your ideal target market. And the thing is, the good thing about YouTube is because YouTube, you might be creating a 5-minute long, a 10-minute long, a 20 or 30-minute long video. When you at the end say, hey, look, follow me on Instagram or like this video or comment, that person is so invested in you and you've given them so much value, you've given them so much time that they're like, hold on, this person, like the law of reciprocity works really well on YouTube because you're giving so much, is that what ends up happening is that person's more than happy to do your call to action. Does that sort of make sense, guys?
Have you guys heard of the law of reciprocity before?
Okay, all right. Sorry, I keep saying. So law of reciprocity basically means, hey, if I'm doing something for you for free out of the kindness of my heart, you as a human feel indebted to do something back. Like you guys might be going right now, hey, this guy's like giving me so much value on this. Yeah, actually, I probably will go follow him because he's got more information, or yeah, I will probably go do that. Just like you guys, when you're talking to your followers, they're going to be like, hey, this chick's awesome. This lady's awesome. She's been able to give me value or an insight on X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I will go follow her on Instagram. Yeah, I will watch her, next YouTube video. I will go and watch, or I will go and add her on LinkedIn, or whatever your call to action is. But make sure when you're doing your YouTube videos, do an introduction. Introduce yourself, because people, I think it's like 95% of your videos are not always direct searches. They're usually on the right-hand bar. If you're watching YouTube, there's like a right-hand bar with all the videos that they recommend to you. A lot of videos, when you're first trying to build your YouTube, they are just getting shown on that right-hand bar to see if people will click on it. So if you make a cool little image to put as the cover photo, and then it gets ranked on that right-hand bar and people start clicking on it, people are going to find you through that right-hand bar, find your content, engage in it, introduce yourself, because these will be new people to your channel, who you are, what you do, what you're about, and then what the video topic is. Crack on into that video topic. One thing that I've learned from my personal YouTube account is, and I'm not a YouTube guru, but I know a thing or two about YouTube, and I have friends of mine that have massive followings on YouTube, and it's like you just got to engage and really build a community around your followers. If you can create cool little competitions, or somehow encourage people to comment on your stuff, like I was saying, but deliver the message at the end. Make sure you give them a call to action. Hey guys, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook at, so-and-so, at so-and-so, leave the little things down below. And then make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, so then you get notified every time I upload content like this. I'm going to be sharing with you, and that'll build your YouTube following. And the beautiful thing about YouTube, because it is from Google, if you've got a very specific niche that you're going to, like that you want to talk to, like a very, do these guys know what niche is? If you guys don't know what niche means, I'll just explain it for a sec. Niche basically means like a particular type of audience, like a particular type of person that you would like, or business that you would like to do business with.
So it's like your ideal client.
Yeah, your ideal client, exactly. That's what we call your niche. And if you create content just for that niche, it doesn't matter if you're getting 50 people watching, or 100 people watching your videos, or 10 people watching your videos. At least you're speaking to people who actually want to do business with you, or actually are interested in your content. And then of course that turns into Instagram followers, that turns into more Facebook followers as well. Like I have people sending me, I've only got like 260 or something subscribers on YouTube. However, those people also go and they'll follow me on Instagram, and they also DM me on Instagram, and they also follow me on Facebook as well. So that is YouTube. And I recommend doing that and promoting videos on your specific niche. So that is about, yep.
Yeah, sorry, I have like some questions. So can they, because I was wondering this for myself. I've got a couple of things I want to tell you guys, like in relation to what I talked to you about. But with the, they're going to get into doing Facebook Lives and getting out of their comfort zone and being visible. So can they repurpose their Facebook Lives and, turn that into a YouTube video?
Oh, yes, you can.
You can
if you're doing it, like we're doing this at the moment on a computer. Mm-hmm. If you're doing it on a computer, you can screen record.
That's how you do it.
Screen record it. We could be screen recording, and then that screen record, you just pull the screen record over the screen so it crops it in, And then from that screen record, you upload that. You can upload that from YouTube. It's really good for testimonials as well. Really good for interviews and stuff like that. If you've got other people like this right now, we could have this, repurpose this, record this, and then repurpose it into a YouTube video as well. And YouTube's starting to actually turn into a full-blown social media platform. So now on YouTube, you're actually able to post photos and you're able to post status. This is only super recent, like super, super recent. Photos, you can post statuses that have like people with big follow account have crazy engagement, because what happens is, because you're one of the only people that are posting a status, you know, everybody who follows you sees it. So you can, and as well, YouTube Lives are great. Once you start building your followers, you can post a status up saying, hey guys, I'm going to be YouTube Live at 6 p.m., you know, Eastern Standard Time tonight, whatever your time is. And then people on YouTube can really niche in and watch your content on YouTube as well. You can record that content, repurpose it. So make sure you guys, when you're doing your content, think about multiple ways that you can distribute it, rather than thinking about having to post 10 different pieces of content a day. Think about, how can I make one video that I can repurpose into putting up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn as well. And as well, how can I turn that into a blog article? Can I turn that into a blog article? Maybe you produce one piece of content a week. I'd recommend doing more, but maybe if you've only got time for one piece of content, make that a really good message, make that a really good story or a really cool insight that you have. Make it awesome. Write it out what you want it to be. Make a video. Pardon me, depending on whether I'm stronger at video, so I record a video first, and if I need to write a blog post, I'll write a blog post from the video. However, if you are better at writing a blog post, write a blog post about the story and then re-message that into a video, and then put that up. That blog can be put on your LinkedIn, and then that story can be put on your, the actual video can be put on your YouTube, your Facebook group, and your Instagram. You can maybe cut a short version, or you can put a little teaser up on your Instagram story to say, hey guys, I just recorded this. Go check it out. It's on my YouTube, or go check it out. It's in our private Facebook group. If you haven't yet joined the Facebook group, this is what it is. Come and join us. This is what we're doing.
Cool.
So that is, does that answer the question?
Yeah. That answers
Okay,
it.
cool.
That's awesome. I got so much out of that too that I didn't know. So I was going to tell you guys one thing about the Facebook groups to give you a tip, and then I'll share the screen and just show Vaughn the questions that were asked in the group, so we can just go through and answer any of those questions. But so when Vaughn was talking about the Facebook groups, like for example, like I have a Facebook group that I started ages ago, but it was when I was more health and wellness focused, and I haven't really utilized it because I was getting enough clients just from using my Facebook. So, but now that I'm getting more help and like my business is growing, I am going to be utilizing that Facebook group and getting it going again. And because my niche and my ideal client is heart-centered women, like mine will be called something like the Heart-Centered Entrepreneurs, and all of the content that I share in there is all going to be directed at heart-centered women, heart-centered entrepreneurs.
Yep.
So you guys, all of this stuff is not meant that you have to run out and start implementing this straight away. Like obviously the stuff I've got you doing in the program is the priority, but I just wanted you to have like a broad knowledge of, social media and what are the other things you can do, because also I have wondered some of these things myself because I'd only been utilizing certain platforms because it's been getting me results. So, but I wanted you guys to have some more information. But But when you do go and start a Facebook group, yeah, you just have your ideal client in mind. So I know like Nikki, you've got like the health and wellness show. So you'd, you know, call it a name that's going to draw in, you know, your clients in health and wellness, and you're the same, Beck, with that. And so we can talk more about that later. Yep.
I was going to say, do you want me to answer? Because I can give them some specific tips if I know what businesses they're in, what they can do.
Do you guys want some specific tips on what your group should be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just provide you guys with as much value as I can. So since I'm here, anytime I speak, anytime I'm on a live call, I always love people who are actually on the live call or the live stream to actually ask questions, because I find that people usually have 1, 2, or 3 main sticking points in their head that's holding them back from taking further action on something that they want to do. So if you guys could all just for like 5 seconds, just think about one specific question that you guys would like to know. So then I can give you the best possible answer from my perspective. That'd be awesome.
Whoever has a question now, if you wave your hand up, I'll unmute you, or I'll just unmute everyone.
All right, on our screen, I've got Nikki over here. So I'm going to start from you guys. I'm just going to work across in this order just so that I can see everybody. I hope that's all good. Hey, Nikki, did you have a specific question for your business? And can you just let me know what business you are in, what you're doing, and a little bit about it so I can have some context? That'd be great.
Okay, so I'm a personal trainer, but I'm trying to expand my business in terms of more of the wellness and health and, being working mums, all that sort of stuff. So women's health and wellness and personal training. I guess my question would be in terms of, I'm a little scared of controversial posts. So although I might believe in it, I tend to go, oh no, I better not post that because it might be a little bit controversial for other people. They won't like it. So I guess that holds me back from some of my posting. Would you suggest just go for it?
Yeah, I would. That's a good question. Because everybody has the same problem, right? Everybody's like, is this too much? Like, am I too over the top?
Okay.
However,
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. So I'm very, very knowledgeable in terms of nutrition. Yeah. So I put a post up today and I just went, screw it, I'm just going to do it anyway. I put a post up today that was about gelatin and the fact that it's like what it's made from. Yep. And I didn't do the post the way you suggested, but I would not normally put that up because I would think, oh shit, no, people would think that that's like, oh, you're just holier than thou. You're just, so good. And, you don't give your kids lollies and stuff. So I just went for it today.
Oh, that's classic. My perspective on that is if you can share it as a story or share it as like some third party, like, or like even make it something like even funny, like, y'all out here killing your kids, and then be like, oh, by the way, did you know that
that's something I would say too.
Yeah. I get it. Don't worry. I understand. And then be like, yo, did you know that X, Y, and Z, or you can even be like, are you trying to kill your kids? ? And then be like, so now I've got your attention. What I actually wanted to talk about was X, Y, and Z.
That's good.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, perfect. So any of you guys, it's just like writing a blog post, and like it's funny because the thing I love about these calls like this is I even learn myself, because like when I'm actively teaching all the time, I'm always thinking, and when you guys are talking to each other, you're always thinking, oh, how can I improve that more in my business? How can I improve that more in my content? Because even when like I said before, even when I tell you guys about this stuff, I'm always thinking, so like, as you guys can discuss with each other, and even if you guys like, when in the group chat, like even like formulate some posts and be like, oh, would you guys respond to this? You know what I mean? Like, but it's first you got to grab their attention. Like, and the health and wellness is one of the best industries to do that, because you can throw some shit around, you know what I mean? Some attention grabbing. You're like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine you doing that, Nikki.
Yeah.
I will try and behave.
So like, rather than being generic, like any like fitness trainer, personal trainer, or a fitness professional usually tries to be generic. However, generic no longer really gets people's attention. What gets people's attention is you just sort of being creative, because people are like, oh, cool, I actually like this person, or people will start to hate you, and then over time they will start to re-like and love you again. Understand, like me, I had my cycle, I'm like 3 or 4 years deep into promoting my own stuff and putting stuff out there. And I'm only starting to get more and more traction, because you got to understand is the people who know you right now know you for who you are and who you've been in the past. People who know you in the future, they're not going to know, like people who, once you start transforming yourself, you are a different blueprint to what you were before. So they start pushing you away, or like not responding to stuff. However, try and put old context. Something that's effective is old, like you might have been like, or you can tell a story about how, oh guys, remember back in the day how I was poisoning my kids? And people are like, what?
I love that.
and then you can be like, I didn't know, but did you know this about X, Y, and Z? And that's now why I make sure that I use this, that, and the other to help my life.
Awesome. I love it. Yes. Thank you.
Like you've got to grab the attention.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Rebecca, how you doing?
Hi. Good.
Fantastic.
Just trying to think. Well, we have to be very compliant with because I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA. We have to be really compliant with what we say. We get in trouble. So just answering sort of that question, I was just thinking, like, with us, we have to be really compliant about what we say on things.
Yep. So,
what are the kind of rules that they have?
No, I understand the rules. I get it 100%. So
it can get into trouble, basically.
Yeah, it's yet again just exposing. I would be going about it to expose what benefits there are, and also expose your competition, not in a way of calling them right out, but being like, you know, like these competitions are weak, you know what I mean? Like their oils are weaker, this is not as good, you know what I mean? Like we've been around for X and Y amount of years. But when doing doTERRA, I would recommend of just creating a high perceived value of the product by repackaging the product. What I mean by repackaging it is, I know you guys already do this, but like, how can you use it in food? Did you know you can use it in this? Did you know you can use it in that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, and just keep repurposing your product so it appeals to multiple different people. Like, did you know for personal trainers that this can help with this? Did you know for, you know, mums and dads that this can help with your kids? And tell stories about how it's helped you in your life, how even if your upline has a story or somebody else in your team has a story, think about how you can repurpose their story and package it out to your audience. And also, how can you provide like 5 ways to use this to create X and Y outcome? And just how can you build your own content that attracts people? How can you build yourself as well that people want to associate with you as a human being? And then the product is a byproduct of associating with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's
awesome.
Good.
Does that sort of answer it?
Yeah.
So number 1, repackage it, as in like 7 ways to use it in cooking, 5 ways to use it in da 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 da. You can put that out as a and you don't have to say doTERRA. You can say essential oils, and then at the end the call to action can be, if you want to know what my most favorite essential oils are, or the best, if you want to know what the best essential oils are for this, give me a contact. Because what you're doing is giving value. And then at the end, you're not saying buy my shit. You're saying, hey, I'll give you a recommendation on what the best thing is to use this. And you other guys with products, you guys can use this strategy as well. It's give value. What's the recommendation? So if you know what affiliate marketing is, this is what affiliate marketers do. They'll like do an iPhone review, and then or a phone review, or a cup. They'll do a review on a cup, what the best cups of 2018 are. And then the link, you might have seen this in blog articles or YouTube videos. They say, click here to get the best cups. And that link there is their affiliate link, and then they get paid commission every time somebody buys that cup. But what they're doing is they're first providing value, and then providing a recommendation, and off that recommendation, that person can buy that particular product. And then tip number 3, build yourself as a person so people are attracted to you as a person and want to do business, want to gravitate towards you, and business is just a byproduct of them wanting to be around you.
That's great. Thanks.
Perfect. No problem. Alrighty. Who have I got? Kat. Kat, you there?
I am. I'm actually. Okay. I'm looking at the question I wrote for you.
Yo.
How much time is recommended to spend on social media for business purposes? Is it best to do 2 shorter sessions or 1 longer session once a day?
I would suggest 2 sessions. If this is, I'm judging by this, you are a scheduled person. You like to have a schedule, and you like to.
Well, it's a time efficiency kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I am trying to do that. It's just, how can I, when I'm busy, have the most impact, so yeah.
Yeah. The way to have most impact on social media for a busy person is 1 post to engage. So you might, if you're having 2 sessions, the first session, you are going to post. And then the second session, you are going to reply to all of the comments and whatnot on the last post and post another post.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
I try to stay off social media scrolling. I go on social media to distribute and engage. Distribute and engage. Distribute as in put a piece of content out, and 2, engage with the people who are commenting on your stuff or on your news feed, the first things that you see there. So what I do with my news feed, like say Bernice is one of my top people. On Facebook, you can put little stars as top and put people as your top people. So I do that with Bernice. So every time she posts, I can engage in it. And other people that I like that engage in my stuff and I engage in theirs, I see them as first and I'll comment on their stuff.
That is awesome, because I lose people. I mean, when you have like so many people, you end up losing people, and you're like, way down the line, I'm like, well, where did that person go?
Yeah. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you here and now what you guys can do. And you can do this with pages as well. So say there's somebody that you really like, you can put them up the top. So say a friend of mine, Drew, right? I can go on his Facebook profile. I can hit the, is it? All right. I don't know how to do it on my phone. However, sorry about that. I don't know how to do it on my phone, okay, but I know how to do it on the computer. You go onto their Facebook profile and there's a thing that says follow, and you hit the follow. There's a drop down box and you hit see first. So those are all the people who you want to engage in. So if you have team members, if you've got certain significant people in your life that you want to engage in, engage with them first, number 1. Number 2 is like I said, distribute your content. You should be going on Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn to distribute content. Go on there, post. 3, reply to the comments on the posts that you've put up. So if my daily schedule was I was only going on social media twice a day, I would get up, get that first post done, post it up. Second part of the day, I would reply to the comments first, and then I would repost again. And then the next day, I would reply to the comments from the night before, and then post again. And then just tick. Then I'd go on Instagram and I would post, and then I'd go and find the hashtags that are most relevant to what I'm trying to accomplish. And I would go through and I would like and comment and engage with the people who could potentially be customers of mine, and write genuine comments on their stuff, because then those genuine people are going to come to your profile. They're going to say, who's this person commenting on my stuff? Go check out your profile. And then all of a sudden they're on your profile and they're like, hey, this is the person that I've been looking for. Does that make sense?
Awesome.
So
yes. Thank you. That was really
awesome. Everybody's trying to look for these shortcuts of like how to use a bot to do this and how to use a bot to do that. And I would not recommend that. I would not recommend using a bot to just try and spam people. I would genuinely, you're going to get better engagement with better quality people if you genuinely go and comment on their stuff. And when you say, hey, Jim, that looks bloody awesome, great to see, and then tag him right at Jim. So then he gets a notification that you've tagged him, and it just looks better on his behalf. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Like I said, we do a lot of stuff with real estate agents. So I actually follow the hashtag that is Brisbane real estate agents, because that's where we are in Brisbane. So I get to go through those posts. I can like them. See, this one I've already liked. I can go through them. you know, like them and comment on them and go, hey, that's awesome. Keep up the great work, da, 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 da. And then those guys are all the guys that are coming to my profile and they're going, hey, this guy does social media and he runs content and he has a videography team and this and that. And he's in Brisbane. This is where we are. And that's exactly what we want to do. Hey, then they can send me a DM or they can send me an email. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So yeah, if you've got limited time, make sure, even if you've got lots of time, make sure you're specific on your outcome that you want to achieve. Go and talk to those specific people and create content for those specific people. And they'll go, this guy's the expert, or this girl's the expert, this lady's the expert.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
I'm glad you got value out of that. Alrighty, next we have
Vicky.
Is this unmuted?
Hello.
Hi.
That was so good. Thank you so much.
No problem. Glad I can help.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions because I just took like pages and pages of notes. So you've answered like so much I didn't even know I was asking.
Yeah.
So really cool. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, to be honest with you guys, for this stuff, I charge individuals $997 just to talk about what I've just told you just now. So
I can imagine, like, there is so much value I got out of that.
The reason why is because in our business we have a system called the right lane system, and there's 3 pillars to the right lane system. One, it's working out your ideal target market and who that ideal buyer is, who they are, how many kids have they got, where do they live, like what do they do, what do they eat for breakfast, you know what I mean? Like how many eye drops do they put in their eyes in the morning? Know exactly everything you need to know about that person. Then number 2 is reverse engineer it so you know what social media platforms does that person hang out on? Where are they? What are they doing on that social media platform? And then number 3, what content do you need to distribute to those people? And we teach that in our business all the time. And that's kind of what I'm teaching you guys right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, like as an individual, we charge them $1,000 to know that information, because what happens is individuals and businesses have the right content. They might have the right content, but they're putting it on the wrong platform. Or they might have the right platform, but they're putting on the wrong content. Or they might have the wrong ideal target market, and all we've got to do is move their target market to a different target market that'll propel their business. Because a lot of the time you might be, talking to the people wrongly, or you're talking to the wrong people, and you're trying to get clients from people who can't afford it, or you're trying to do something and there's something wrong in the system that you're currently running, and just figuring this out ends up propelling your business because you're speaking the right language to the right people on the right platform. Hope that makes sense, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
And then we'll quickly talk to Charlotte, and then Vaughn and I also have like a Facebook Live scheduled for 2:30. So the questions you guys have in the group, what I might do is we'll do Charlotte's question, and then we might finish up, and then I'll let Vaughn just go in the group and maybe like answer the questions.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just ask me.
You can add Vaughn on Facebook and
Instagram and
stuff
Instagram. Like that.
I always you don't watch my Insta stories, but you know what? I actually model you, and I do. And then someone asked me that knows you one time, oh, that's a good idea. And I said, I'll just copy Vaughn Royer, just watch his. And so if you watch his Insta stories, like you'll get lots of ideas. And
guys, I'm just doing an Instagram story now. Bernice, we're doing a live stream on the Zoom. Who do you model your Instagram stories from?
Vaughn Royer.
I just did an Instagram story for that one, you know what I mean? But what I'll do is I'll do that Instagram story, and I'll show you I'm gonna put some tags on that so then you guys can see it. So then you guys can see it, and then once you guys go and follow me on Instagram, you can see what I've done. So then you guys can utilize the same thing. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right, cool, great.
Charlotte,
how we doing?
Hi, good. So I just followed you and I just tagged you both and I just took a picture and put it
Awesome.
on my Facebook Live.
Feeling the love.
I'm feeling that I'm putting up the right pictures on Instagram, but I'm putting up the wrong contents. So I feel like I'm attracting the wrong ideal clients. Like I hashtag motherhood and mum and fit mum and everything like that, but I find that I'm attracting the wrong people.
Who are you attracting then? Tell me.
It's not really the wrong people. They're all like, I get amazed like with these people that are following me, but it's not the people that is in my ideal alignment. Like, who is it? Wait, I'll just go on now on my Instagram.
We have one for somebody who's muted.
Ange. I think Ange has jumped off now. I can't see her.
But is this being recorded? Because we can answer our question quickly. And
yeah, or you know what we could do is like, because we're going to jump on and do that live in a minute, we could jump in the breakthrough group after this and do a quick 10-minute live.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just back to back.
Yeah. Working hard over here at the Faith Is My Middle Name headquarters today.
Gains. I'll take this jacket off. I'm actually getting warm now because no. It's only because I got a jacket on. Get warm.
Okay, quickly answer Charlotte's.
Go for it, Charlotte. You were saying that the people you're attracting. Yeah, sorry to rudely interrupt you.
They are like pretty cool. I don't even know who they are. There's one that's Das Original, some vocal coach, singer, workshop coaching, and there's a lot that I'm getting. Like they've got a lot of followers and everything, but they're just bots, to be honest with you. They're just going to unfollow you, more than likely, to be honest. So I would say, if you're looking to build your Instagram around those people, what I would go do is I would find a hashtag that's like fit mum or like mums and bubs or whatever like is niche to your niche. Go onto that hashtag, follow that hashtag, because you can follow hashtags on Instagram now. So every time that somebody posts on that hashtag, it can come up in your newsfeed. But even then, daily, go to that hashtag, go on the post and be like, hey, that's super cool. Or if they're telling about a problem or they post on Instagram, oh, I hate that's awesome. To be honest, at Sharon54, I posted a blog article or I posted a video about that the other day. I've got a link in my bio. Or if you go to my website, I actually posted a specific blog about that. I think you would really love it. Or, hey, I wrote about that thing on my third last post. If you go and check out my post, it's there. Or just show them love, you know what I mean? Hey, Sharon, 48. Hey, Janine, 56. I see that you've done that. That's super cool, so creative. Love inspiring women just like you, and tag her in it, you know what I mean? And then she's like, oh, this person's just like me. Oh, this person, because the thing that's different about Instagram is that we can go and we can comment on whoever's post that we want, and people who are following that person and that person themselves see the comment. You know what I mean? Where on Facebook, we can only, the post, only if our post is shared are we going to get new followers. You know what I mean? Where on Instagram, you can actively go to random people's profiles and comment on them, Where on Facebook, you can't just go to random people's profiles and comment on them unless they have a public business page. You know what I mean? Like private pages, you can't comment on, where on Instagram, you can.
Yeah.
You guys getting where I'm... Yep.
And I've just noticed I've deleted quite a lot of people that I was following on Instagram. I had a habit of when someone followed me, I'll follow them back.
Yep.
But not look at, what are they doing? Is that a good thing? Like I have to go over it again and start deleting more.
Yeah.
But that's what I used to do. If they're following me, I'll follow them back.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I personally wouldn't do that, because then you're just following all these randoms and your news feed is just jabbed up with all this crap, basically. So I would follow people who I go to their page and go, yeah, cool, this is somebody who A, I would do business with, B, I would hang out with, or C, they've got good content.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome.
So just run that through as like a checklist in your mind, like bam, bam, bam. And if it's not, if they don't align with that, be like, thanks for following. And as well, you can DM them if they are somebody who aligns with your brand. So say one of these girls that you're commenting on going, hey, like maybe do 25 comments a day, 30 comments a day. Set a goal of how many comments you want to do a day on those specific people's profiles and photos, and be engaging. Like, don't just be like, hey, that's cool. Be like, write a comment that is about the post. Actually engage, because then they're going to be like, oh, hold on, this person, I've never seen them before and they're showing me love. Cool, who's that?
Yeah.
They come and then they follow you. And if they follow you, send them a DM. Thanks, Sharon59, for following me. If there's anything I can help with, just let me know. Or if you want to see my latest tips on doing this, feel free to let me know and I can link it to you.
Oh, awesome. I've never done that. That sounds
just show love to people. You know what I mean? And if you're a heart-centered woman, you should be wanting naturally to show love. So if you can do that on Instagram and go and show love to people on Instagram, like, hey, that was awesome. Yeah, this was good, or that was good, or that's awesome. I love how you did X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And then they go and click onto your profile, they start following you. And then, or you hit them up in the DMs and you be like, yo, I saw your post about this. I could help with that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. So is that really good for you, ladies? You got your head around? Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll jump off now because we were going to prepare for this Facebook Live. Looks like we're jumping on and winging it. So, we'll be back on Facebook in just a couple of minutes doing a live together on my page. So
feel free to join.
Yeah, feel free to give us some love and some comment and say, because we'll talk about how Vaughn did this today. So if you can comment and say how amazing it was, and then afterwards we'll quickly jump in the group and. But
only comment if you thought it was good.
Yeah.
If you got value.
Yeah.
If you got value, comment. If you didn't get value out of it, say this guy's a joke. Don't worry about
Nikki's
it.
Nikki's going to comment some controversial stuff.
I heard that this guy. Have you heard about this guy? Do you guys know about this guy? You should have seen what he just did in our Zoom call. Ridiculous.
Oh, awesome. Well, we're going to just quickly get ready to jump on for this live in the next few minutes, and then we will jump in the group afterwards and just do a quick live where Vaughn can just answer those questions. So after we finish the live on normal Facebook. Okay? All right. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Thank you.